Hi, it's Savannah Ogwin from Savannahland 2. Today I'm sharing part 2 of a video series that I'm super excited about titled Clip Decorations. I've been thinking of ways to dress up my planners, my journals, sabdories, prayer journals, and Bible for months. Click the link above or in the description below for part 1 of this series. Today I'm sharing how to create these super fun clips. Now there are a couple of tips and tricks that I want to share, and nothing is too hard. So just follow these easy steps. First, you want to gather your paper smooches, stamps, dies, papers, and clips. So basically you're going to need a lot of your basic crafting supplies. Next, you want to die cut your image. Now you're going to need a front and a back, and let me just show you on this little hamster. I've got a front that I've decorated, and then if I flip it over, I've got the reverse image on the back. Now to do this, my first tip is to just die cut your image like you normally would, which is what I've done here. I'm going to remove it from the die. And then all I do is I take this and I flip it over onto the back of my paper. And I flip my paper over so I can see what I'm doing. And I line it up, tape it down, and I can run this through with my die on the bottom, or I can run it through my die cutting machine with the die on top. Either way is fine. You will get a reverse image either way. So I've just run this through my die cutting machine, and you can see that the reverse image has been cut. Ugh, come on. Here's the front and here's the back. And when I place them together, they're a perfect match. Now there's another way to do this, and the second way is to take a piece of paper and fold it in half. Now you're going to fold it a little bigger than your die, and you want to fold it so that the color or pattern that you want is showing. I would like the solid color because on the inside it has lines, and so I'm going to fold it so that the solid color is on the outside. We're going to place our die cutting image on the top of your paper and then flip it over. And when I flip it over, I'm going to make sure that my paper is inside the die cutting line. So if you can see right here is where the die cut ends, and this is where it will cut your paper. I want my paper fold just inside that line. So here's my paper fold and here's the die cut. Now this will create a folded die cut, and I just tape down my image and I run this through my die cutting machine. When you do that, you should get something like this. Either way is perfectly fine. And now that you have your images, you can decorate them or add details using inks, papers, gems, and more. So now to create our fun clip, all you're going to do is attach your two images together. Now I do this a couple of different ways. You could create stickers using your sticker machine. Now this is my sticker machine that's been fixed. Hooray! But I'm not going to be using this today. You could also use glossy accents. Now what I like to do is take a bit of glossy accents, and I take the back side of my image and I lay it face down so that the correct side is down. And I put a little bit of glossy accents, and I'm talking just a little bit, all around the edges. And then I put a glob where I'm going to put my paper clip. And I take my paper clip, remember you always have the two loops at the bottom and the one at the top, and you're going to take the one loop and place it into your glob. And now you just want to take your other piece and lay it and press it down onto your other image. Now this is an easy way to create these fun clips, and it works. However, when you do this, let me see if I can grab one of these because this isn't dried yet, so you won't see it yet. But when it dries, if you do it this way, you will see a little indentation around the paper clip. And that's perfectly fine, but I'm a perfectionist, and so what I do now is I take my little image and I do everything the same. So I take my glossy accents and I put a little bit of glue all the way around. I put a glob where my paper clip's gonna go. Remember, two loops at the bottom, one at the top. I place my paper clip where it needs to go. And then I take, well, let me see if I can find it. Here it is. A 3D glue dot. These were really popular back in the day for dimension, and you can still, I'm sure people still use them. but I haven't found a use for them yet until I started doing my fun clips. And I just cut a little piece off, and I remove my 3D glue dot, and I place it either at the top, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but I sometimes place it at the top, and sometimes I place it at the bottom of my clip. And this will help remove that indentation. And I just follow the same steps, so I press it down and glue it together. And there you have it. It's that easy. And the best part is that you can get as creative with your images that you want. And so this one I've fussy cut a couple of images. I've stamped them on. For this one, this is for my little friend Jordan. He's going to use this to help him read. This is called Super Jordan, and it's going to point to all the words. I fussy cut a whole bunch, and I did a clear back on the back. But you can also, here's another great thing, you can use vinyl for your images. So these have been made out of vinyl, and I just die cut the same image, reverse image and front, and then I glued them together. This one, you could also, here's another idea. I took 2 pieces of vinyl, glued them together, and then I just glued the clip to the back. Super easy. I mean, you really can do whatever you want. Oh, let me show you this one. How adorable is this little cactus? Or is it cacti? Cactus, I think, is one. There we go. Look at this super cute little cactus. And he's got a little plant at the top, and he's actually 3-dimensional. So the way I did this is I die cut the bottom twice, and then I die cut this middle image once, and then I used my 3-dimensional, I'm not sure if you can see it in there, but 3-dimensional glue dots to pop him up. I'm so glad I had those in my stash. Anyway, I hope that you will create some of your own fun clips and that you will join me for part 3 of this video series. I've got a couple more ideas for my paper clips, and I can't wait to share them with you. Please leave a comment below with a link to one of your creations or a link up to our Inspired by Virtual Smooches post. I'd love to check out your project. Thanks so much for watching.